fellow diamond painting addicts, and welcome back to Diamond Painting Anonymous. I'm Daphne, and I'm here today to share with you some exciting new picks and finds from Paintsomeway. So a big thank you to them for sending the items to me. So I have a canvas, but then I have a couple of other things, so I'm going to show you the other things first because I'm curious. So the first thing that I have is a set of tips. And I want to say Robin, or I don't know if it was Robin or Jess. Somebody showed me these, and I went out and found them and decided I wanted to try them. So this is a new set of tips. If I can figure out how they open. Where's the end of this? Here it is, folded on itself. So, okay. So, ooh, does it have little... Okay, so you get little rubber bandy things to put on them. So this is a set of tips, and they're all these kind of angled ones. Now, I will say, I've tried angled tips before, specifically this kind. They're not my favorite, but I was curious to try these out because they have these little things on here to kind of indicate how many drills and where they're supposed to set. So I'm curious. So here we've got a single placer. Now, those are supposed to be like little rhinestones or whatever in this one, I think. But so you get an angled single placer, you get a regular single placer, and then you get all this stuff. So you get a straightener, which I'm curious to see how that's going to work with it at an angle. Because sometimes I have problems kind of seeing because my hand's in the way. So I'll be curious to see how that works. And then we have a 9-placer. And just looking at this, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of halfway in between the thin-walled ones that I really like and the thicker ones that I don't like. So maybe these will be okay. There's a 3-placer. And then there is also a 6-placer. So you get the angled, single, the straightener, and then you get a 3, a 6, and a 9-placer. So I'll be testing these out and reporting back. So do they just slip in? Oh, they fit in pretty snugly even without the little rubber thing, just in a regular diamond painting pen. So that's cool. And yeah, I'm really curious to see how these are going to work. I may be using these in like a whip and chat at some point so you guys can see kind of what they look like and how they work. So, or maybe I'll just grab something and test them, and I'll add it on to the end of this. I don't know. We'll see. Watch till the end and find out. Okay, so let me stick those back in there. Oh, and these were $6.99 for the whole set, so they weren't super duper expensive. Okay, I'm going to do that one last. And then this, I'm curious to see how this works. This is a magnetic frame. And I want to say it's a 30 by 40. And you're supposed to just be able to peel it off and then slip your diamond painting in between it. Now, I will say, oh, so it just has like little stick-on magnets. This does not appear to have survived the trip from whence it came unscathed. So I'm going to try laying this like under some books and things to see if I can get it to straighten out, and we'll see. But yeah, I mean, obviously it's going to work. So you just got basically, they've taken like double-sided magnetic tape and put it on one side and then put this on the other, and you just stick your diamond painting in there. But first, before I do that, let me see if I can get it to lay a little bit flatter. It looks like it maybe got crunched in some machinery. Don't know if I'm going to be able to get those out. But you get the concept at least, and hopefully yours survives transport a little bit better than mine. So, yeah, I think I will come back after I get this flattened out a little bit, and I'll do some testing with the tips, and I'll come back and report. This was $4.99, so not super expensive. And also maybe something you could make yourself. If you could find, you know, the double-sided magnetic tape and then just slip it in there. It looks like it's just like clear plastic on one side and then opaque plastic on the other. Okay, and then the last item here is a canvas. So let's see what's in bag number 3. Okay, so this one is one of those thinner ones. I really like that. Okay. And so, toolkit, standard, oh, plate of wax, pink pen. It is a round drill kit. Is that 3 bags of 939? What did I get? Okay. So here is this cute little diamond painting. So a little larger than I would normally get. This is a 30 by 40, not a 30 by 30. I actually think I got this because I wanted to try it out. So maybe after I diamond paint it, then I'll see how that magnetic framing works. So, okay. So let me get some of the puckers out of the canvas here so this will lay a little bit flatter. The cover sheet had some little pockets in it. Okay. So there we go. Okay. So it's just this cute little girl sitting on a moon, lots of stuff in the background. I'm going to guess that's my 939 color. Is that right? Yes. So the whole background is that 939 color. Okay. So this is 30 by 40. This is a little under 23 by 32 and a half. So a little smaller than 30 by 40. And you know, I didn't measure this frame, so let me measure the frame. I'm going to measure from the inside because that's where you're going to be displaying. So it's 35 by 25. So yeah, I think they sold it as a 30 by 40. So 25 by 35 is the actual what will display. So on a lot of these, especially from companies like Paintsomeway, you can probably get like a 30 by 40 and it will fit in here. And I probably will have to trim some of the canvas off, but not as much as I usually do to get it to fit in the frame. So, okay. So we do have a schematic on both sides, only 20 colors, which is good. The symbols look nice and clear. It's nice and sticky. And I'm just trying to look in here and see if I see any symbols that I think are going to be problematic. I mean, in looking at them, let me bring it up a little bit closer so you guys can see. In looking at them, I don't really see anything that I think would be a problem. They all seem different enough that I'm not going to get confused. So, okay. So there's the canvas. Let me dig into the drills. Okay. So we do have the DMC codes on the canvas, although they are not on the drills, but that's okay. As long as I've got them in one place, I'm good. Okay, and like I said, this is a round kit. I see some dimples, but they're not too bad. I don't see a lot of trash pieces in there, although there's some stowaways. So we've got this very kind of dark pink. This is black. Another dark red. A brick red. And we've got a very light tan. An orange, kind of mustardy color. A bright orange. And then a lighter orange. There's a brick red, dark blue, and a chocolate brown. And then we've got 3 bags of 939. Another orange, kind of a slate blue, kind of a dark teal, little bit lighter teal, like a sage green, and then we've got a pale kind of peachy color, and then a very light tan. So yeah, I think those are some interesting colors. This was one that I had not seen before, and I just thought it was really cute. I know it's kind of more like autumny fall colors with all the oranges and everything, but I just thought it was a really cute picture. And like I said, I got this one because it's a 30 by 40, and that's supposed to be the size of the frame. So I wanted to see how all that was going to work out. So let me get these drills back in here. And then, ooh, okay. And if I didn't mention, the price on this one was $5.99. So I have this kit so that I can do it and fit it in the frame here. So again, it didn't travel very well, but you know, I think some of that has more to do with how roughly it got handled in the mail than the packaging, but we'll see. And I hopefully, I'm going to put it under some heavy books and see if I can get it to straighten out. And then I have my, oh, and that was $4.99, and then the tips were $6.99. So yeah, there is some new stuff that I'm going to be trying out from Paintsomeway. So as always, guys, I will put links in the description below so that you can find all these. So I tried out the Paintsomeway tips. So I loaded one of the multi-placers onto a pen, the 6-placer you can see, and I'm going to try it and see how it works. Now, like I said, the angled placers that I've used before are not my favorite. And there is definitely a learning curve to learning how to place them. They're not perfectly placed, and so, you know, trying to figure out how to angle the tip so that you can pick up the drills, for one thing, is a little bit different. You can see there I got 5 instead of 6, but again, trying to place these is a little tricky. And also, after using it for just a couple of tries, not only do I have to go in and straighten up the drills, as you can see, but they do have those thicker walls. So I feel like when using them, you run into that thick wall before you run into the wax. And so it just doesn't have a strong grip on the drills like I like. Like, I'm afraid, I always feel like they're going to fall off before I get them on the canvas. So, yeah, it seems like working sideways with it makes it a little easier to see where you're placing. Definitely a learning curve with these angled placers. Just how you have to kind of approach the canvas is different than you would with a, you know, a straight, a regular placer. And also, you know, placing these with your other multi-placers, you know, you can kind of place it on top of drills that have already been placed, and you can, that helps you feel where the drills that you're placing go. I feel like that's a little more difficult with this particular tip. Now, I will say, if you like the thicker tips, then you'll probably like these. It is, especially when you're placing, you know, horizontally on the canvas or perpendicular to yourself so that you can see it. Or is that parallel with yourself? I don't know how to explain it, but if it's on a horizon line, so I guess that's horizontal, then it's a little easier to see, at least in my opinion, than it is when you're placing it vertically. So it makes it a little bit easier to see the drills and where you're placing them. Okay, so moving on to the 3-placer, it's a little easier, I feel like, to pick up drills in the tray. That takes some getting used to as well with the angle. Although I will say, I feel like I had better luck picking up drills with the 6 than I did with the 3, which seems weird. I would have expected it to be the other way around. But just trying to, figure out where I needed to put things. And like I said, a definite learning curve with these tips. If you like the thicker walls and you like the angled placers, you'll probably love these. The angled ones are not my favorite anyway, but I wanted to try them and see. So I don't think these were going to be something that I put in my regular rotation, but I can certainly see people who prefer the angled placers and the thicker walled multi-placers using these and being very happy with them. So, okay guys, I'm back. It's a few days later and you've seen me do some testing with the angled tips that I got. So, yeah, like I said, I think if you like the angled tips, then you'll love these. If you like the thicker walled multi-placers, you'll love these. Not probably something that I'm going to put into heavy rotation, but they work and they fit in the pins that I tried very nicely. I didn't even have to add the little rings, so there you go. Okay, so I put the frame under some books. It didn't get rid of all the creases, unfortunately. So there is that. I would just, be mindful of kind of, if you're going to try these, how you're ordering them. Now, when I measured them before, this is sold as a 30 by 40. So I assumed it would fit 25 by 35 pictures, right? Which is typically what you get when you order. So 25 by 35 here. So I ordered a 30 by 40, which I thought was going to fit in it. Unfortunately for me, this one is not big enough. This one is a little less than 23 and a little over 32 and a half. So when I went to go kind of stick it in the frame to see how it was going to work, unfortunately, this particular painting is not going to work. Now, most of the 30 by 40s I get, I would say, end up being 25 by 35, which is why I ordered that size, because I thought just, kind of sticking it in here would work. But you can see, even if I cut off the excess, I'm still going to have too much showing here. Now, you could combat that by putting like, I would certainly cut off more of this at the top so that you couldn't see the printing and stuff. I mean, cut it off so the whole thing fits in there. You could do like some colored duct tape or paint it or whatever around it. I probably would just wait until I had a picture that was closer to the 25 by 35 to fit in here. So yeah, there you go, guys. That's my thoughts on all of them. And just to recap, there are my goodies from Paintsomeway: the magnetic frame, the 30 by 40 girl in moon painting, and the newfangled metal angled tips. So yeah. So there you go, guys. My items from Paintsomeway. Before you leave, don't forget to do all the things. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification icon so that you can be informed of future uploads. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching.